Yo, what up, guys? Beside here with a special champion guide for a special champion for the Ogre Tribes faction whose name is CEEZ, a first affinity champion for the Ogre Tribes who is not that popular in Raid Shadow Legends, because by the time you get this champion for free through the daily login rewards, right, you probably have somebody else or some other champions who are doing better in the roles where it performs. In this video, I want to take a look at his skills, abilities, how to build him for early game and maybe the end game, and also test him out in some content. All right, this champion's character design does not look like the Ogre Tribes because they are known for being meaty, fleshy, fat and all that, but he looks skinny and almost looks like a lizard in some way. Right. All right, in the A1, what does this champion do? He attacks one enemy. He does place increased attack on himself if this attack is critical. So this is a damage dealer. Seems so. Yes, he is a damage dealer. All his attack is based on attack. All his damage, is based on attack. So you want to stack attack on this champion, and he's already telling you that crit rate will be important on him. So get him in 100% crit rate, so he can place increased attack on himself. If you don't have anybody else doing it for him already, so he can boost his attack by an entire 50%. So that's not a useless A1. It's a useful A1 that can buff himself. But by the time you want to start the battle, you usually don't start the battle with this A1. You start the battle with your other skills. That's the bad part. Now for the A2 is this skill that hits 3 times. This skill usually works best for the Fire Knight. When you see a skill from the A1 or the A2 that hits 3 times, you always think of the Fire Knight, somebody to help you take down this Fire Knight shield, because it requires a lot of hits to take it down, especially with ally attack champions. So this champion will fill his turn meter by 10% for each critical hit. So if he's hitting 3 times, that's a 30% turn meter fill for this champion. So fills this champion turn meter by 10% for each critical hit. Remember, he hits 3 times, so that's a 30% turn meter fill for himself. It's awesome. He will also place a perfect veil on himself for 1 turn. I don't know why that is required, but I guess if you intend to use the champion for PvP content, when he hits somebody 3 times and they are still alive, or somebody else wants to nuke him, he goes under perfect veil, and when he's under that perfect veil, right, he cannot be targeted easily, right? So that's, I guess, something to do with protecting himself, so he gets an opportunity to use his A3. On the A3, which is going to be the most damage dealing ability most people will use for dungeon stages or for wave content, it will attack all enemies. It will place 30% increased crit damage buff on this champion for 2 turns before attacking. That's huge. So if you can get up to 250 or close to 300 crit damage, he will just boost it with an additional 30% crit damage. That means he's meant to be a damage dealer. When you see this type of skills on a champion who increases his attack and increases his crit damage, he's meant to be a damage dealer. Heals himself by 5% of his max HP on each critical hit. So you don't have a lot of high HP on him. This is not the reason to put high HP on this champion. His damage is based on attack, and by the time you focus on crit rate, crit damage and attack, you will have no slot for boosting his HP up at all. But the good part about this, all these skills I read for you, right, none of them needed accuracy. Well, he doesn't really do anything to the enemy. He just buffs himself, hits them and all that stuff. So he doesn't need accuracy to do any of these things, right? But check out his passive. Steals 15% of the turn meter on the enemy with the highest turn meter at the end of this champion's turn. So it's a passive that will happen every time he takes a turn. He will just steal 15% of the turn meter of one of the enemies that have the highest turn meter. He's not going to steal from all of them, so especially against bosses that can have their turn meter reduced, this is sort of a useful one. 15% turn meter is not that great, but check, he doesn't just remove it, he steals it. That means he adds it on himself, which allows him to maybe get his turn really fast. Another awesome thing about this passive is that this effect cannot be resisted. That means he does not need accuracy, unlike some Amigas, Law and others who need accuracy to do turn meter reduction. He does not need accuracy to make this happen for this passive. It will happen all the time, especially against bosses that can have their turn meter decreased. So that's the only thing special about this champion. Sincerely, from my opinion, his passive is the only unique thing about him. His other skill is just an AoE skill that does damage and buffs himself. His A2 is just one that hits 3 times and turn meter fill by hits 30% turn meter fill. So I really don't see him as a special champion. You see why now most endgame players who by the time they get at that level don't even bother to use him or build him, is because his kit is looking lackluster. what I just read for you, the only thing that stood out was this. This is a normal damage skill. This is a skill that boosts his stomach by 30% and puts him on perfect veil. He's not a special champion, to be honest. So the only reason why I put gear on him, I wanted to put out a video for you guys on him, so that if you're getting this champion, you're wondering whether it's good or not, you're going to see it in battle right now and see where he can shine. Yes, despite how useless a champion is in raid, or how not that great he is compared to other champions you already have, there's still a position, a spot where they will shine. And I think the best place for where this champion can shine is either Fire Knight and what's her name now, Dark Fae. Those two places, those bosses that needs their meter constantly reduced, right? That's the two places that can shine. I don't even recommend this champion for content like Spider. No, I wouldn't even recommend him for content like PvP content like the arena, because I remember by the time you obtain this champion, I can guarantee you have other bigger damage dealers than he can do. So what are the best sets for CEEZ if you're just pulling him and you want to test him out, especially in faction wars? The best set for him is relentless sets, because most champions we use for faction wars, we do put them in a relentless set, especially one that benefits from taking numerous turns, so it can keep reducing the turn meter of the faction war bosses or the wave that he's coming against. So this is the best artifact set for him, relentless set. No doubt. If you're new to raid and you're just being lucky enough to obtain this champion through an ancient shard or something, you can put this champion in triple perception, well, not perception, triple speed set. I mean, speed set is the best way to go for any newer champion who you're trying to do turn meter reduction on, especially like somebody like an Amiga or triple speed set. You can't go wrong with it. But for an end game build, you always want to go with what do you call it, relentless, so they can just, you know, take numerous turns and have their passive happen a lot, and then get around to their A2 and A3 and help contribute to damage. For players who are crazy enough to put Savage set on this champion, I'm like, why? That's a waste of Savage set, because I feel like you have other nukers who deserve those Savage sets. Please save your Savage set for those champions. I don't care whether you have excess of it. I don't feel like he deserves my worst Savage set. So I don't know his multipliers, I don't know how hard he hits, but I'm telling you, I'm not bringing this champion to content for purpose of damage. Maybe one day they'll buff him and then we'll begin to see him shine for content, but for now, faction wars is where this champion will shine for my account. Or Green Tribe faction wars, I'll have to see if it's open. Now, another reason why I built him and put out this champion guide for you is check out his blessing right here. I have him 6-star unlocked and I still put a level 1 blessing on him. Anyways, let's see his masteries. I did go to the Arix website and I saw mastery recommendation. There's one for a nuker and there's one for a general PvE build, and I went for a general build because I'm not trying to use him in the arena. By no means, I'm not trying to use him in the arena. So I went for a PvE general champion build where I'm not even getting Hem Smasher. Like I said, this damage is not what I'm looking for in this champion. I just want him to do that turn meter passive and that turn meter boosting on his A2. That's the only two things I'm looking forward to keep the boss's turn meter down while contributing a little bit of damage. I'll pair him with somebody else who probably will do damage, clear the way faster, even help me take down the boss faster. I think that's the best way to go. So if you don't want to run an Amiga, he might replace Amiga spot. If you don't have an Alloy, he might replace an Alloy spot. If you don't have who else can do turn meter reduction? A lot of champions can do it these days. He might replace one of those champion spots if you don't have them, or you want 3 to keep turn meter down. So for his blessing, I did put Phantom Touch. Like I said, I wanted him to contribute a little bit of damage and also help me take down the shield of the Fire Knight. That's why I'm going to be testing him out in this content. Now, for us to do a damage test first of all on this champion, or let me see if it's somebody that can even help you. No need for us to waste our time with this, because I'm telling you, by the time you get this champion, you're way past campaign. You don't want to even see how much damage. And since I'm talking about damage, I didn't put him in Hem Smasher, I didn't put him in Savage sets. Let me just head straight to the Fire Knight and show him what he can do for a team like that. I'm gonna test him out in Fire Knight 20, where he's the right affinity, and I put together this beginner friendly team where he can shine. I don't want anybody else in this team overshadowing him. So we have just some beginner champions where he will be the main attraction, hopefully. So let me just run it and go slow mode and see what happens in the wave and see what he contributes though. On slow mode, let's see when he takes a turn what he will do on auto though. Omega, Cold Hearts. He's about to take a turn. Did he already do that turn meter reduction? Or is he at the end of his turn? That's it. Turn meter reduced from this champion. It doesn't matter if it's the wrong affinity or anything, he still reduced the turn meter of this champion. That's that passive at work. Now, he didn't get an extra turn this time around, but let me keep playing again and see when he'll use his second turn and see how many damage he will hit for. That's what I wanted to see. He did use the AoE that first time. I really want to see how much damage this champion does. Let me go. That's the 25k damage. Like I said, it's not savage set, it's not having hand smasher, it's just a normal damage that he can do. Is my cold dart about to die? Please don't die. And let me see again what he can do with his A1. He's gonna still 48k and 16 from that A1. That hit harder than the A2. I mean the A3. That hit harder. Why? That was strange. I didn't build this champion for a lot of damage. I didn't show you his total stat. I forgot. I'll show it at the end of this battle. But let's see. Head to the boss and see how he performs against the boss. Let me go fast through the second wave and go straight to the boss. I'll be right back. Alright, we're done with wave 2. Onto the boss. Let's see what he was going to start the battle with. If you do a team preset, you probably want to help him start the battle with his multiple hit skill, which is this A2. But I didn't do a team preset for him, so you're probably going to start the battle with his A1 after the turn meter, when the shield of the boss is down. Now, if the shield of the boss is already down with the help of all this champion I have, I don't need him starting with this skill or anything. Now, this is the skill that is going to boost his own turn meter without reducing the boss on. Let me see him going in there and hit the boss. See his turn meter boost. He's already at 50% turn meter boosted right after taking his turn. So this is what I'm talking about. And he used his passive to reduce the boss's turn meter. So the more he can do the passive, the more easier this fight will be. So let's slow down the boss a little bit. He's taking another turn and Cold Heart is standing there like, when is it my turn? He just reduced the turn meter of the boss again. And Amiga also helped. So he's also taking another turn. He's taking numerous turns. That's why he's here. Cold Heart took one again. The boss is not getting his turn meter fill, at least for level 20. And of course for level 25, this same team might also work if I put the right team preset. And he's getting an extra turn in there with the help of the Relentless set that I put on him. So that's CEEZ. Like I said, not here for damage. I brought Cold Heart for damage. I brought Amiga for damage. But he's there to help contribute to that turn meter reduction. The same thing might work in content like the spider, but for there, you probably want somebody who is going to take the boss's spider 100%. And for Dark Fae, it will also help you to control your Miro team and then keep the Dark Fae turn meter down. I don't have that content unlocked right now, so I can't show you. Let me head back into my game and show you this champion's full stats so you can maybe figure out how much stats I'm working with right here. And that's what we have right there. 34k on this HP, 5k attack. Yes, I tried to add a little bit of damage right here, and I wanted to hit up to 200 speed, but I wasn't successful. And then 100% crit rate. I'll try to go over 250 crit damage because that's all you can do for him. Speed, crit rate, crit damage. He doesn't need accuracy. Forget about this resistance you're seeing right here, is because I didn't have any other good Relentless sets to put on him. I didn't want to steal from other champions, right? This Relentless set is supposed to be attack right here, but I didn't want to steal from my ninja or anybody. This is not a champion I want to steal gear for. That's for Arix from yesterday's video. He's just a champion that I'll just use spare gear that I don't have on anybody else. He's even rocking a lifesteal glove that is crit damage that I will not ever put on anybody else, and he's rocking it because he does have attack. Two things that he needs: crit rate and crit rate, damage, and then attack. So let me know in the comments where you use your CEEZ, because I don't see this champion featuring anywhere in my team, mostly because I have other champions who do better than him in terms of turn meter reduction and then damage. That's the only reason why I will not put him in my team. For Faction Wars, I beat him way before. I beat Faction Wars before I needed him. But if you eventually get him, you've not taken down that Undead Hordes, I mean, that Ogrin Tribes faction, he might contribute a little bit to the wave and to the boss for turn meter reduction and damage. So, not my first choice to build in raid, but I just wanted to show you for real how this champion works. So if you've seen this video and you think it's still good, go ahead and build him. It's all about choices, right, in raid. If you think this champion is worth your time, go ahead, but it's not one that I think is a high priority champion. He's not made the list, any tier list of top 10 champions or top 20 champions. He has never made that list. It's one of those ones where they didn't know what to give us for free. They're like, all right, here's something for free, but we're not going to make him crazy good. That's like a Seal the Drake or High Cartoon, or those champions helped you in the early game. They gave us this champion at the end game when we no longer needed him. That's the problem. If they give this champion in the earlier game, people will love him so much, but he's coming at a time when you no longer need him. That's his only drawback. I'd like to know where you use CEEZ and how you built him. I'm willing to learn more, because right now you're seeing that I'm not hyping him that much. So let me help me hype him in the comments. Teach me more about this champion, and I'm willing to maybe rebuild him and revisit his gear and all that stuff. For now, this is where it served me only in Faction Wars, or maybe in Fire Night special tournaments that require us to beat the faction with Ogrin tribes only. That's where he'll shine, I guess. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Go to the comments below and let me know which champion you want me to put gear on, showcase and test out for you guys to see in a video. I'm always willing to go through those champions and build them for you so you can see on this channel. Straight up, nothing added, nothing removed, no exaggeration. Tell you how it is, how I see them in my own personal opinion. Always willing to learn from you guys in the comments. Later, guys. Don't forget, you can also hit that join button if you want me to visit your account and help you build champions, build teams, or do a gear cleanse for you. Join below. Later, guys.